Hi, my name is Sinait Sarfino. I am currently a senior at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. I am a diplomacy and Chinese double major, and I'm super excited to be here.
My name is Cassidy Stoneback. I am a senior majoring in communications, legal institutions, economics, and government at American University, and I am one of the policy and communications interns with WCPI this semester. So I was really inspired by how WCPI took on women's rights and encouraging women's representation. While a lot of organizations really focus on issues and policy areas, they really focus on helping women and getting them into policy and onto the Hill and making sure that they have support and other women to help them.
And I really identified with the idea of creating a more effective representative democracy, and that for me was like, wow, I think this would be a great organization to work for, especially considering also just the staff, looking at the diversity within the staff, but also a team full of women. I felt like that was an environment I could comfortably and safely work in. To describe the day-to-day, I'm going to pick one specific day, which is Mondays. So starting off in the morning, we'll spend a few hours on the WLU, which is our weekly legislative update, and kind of publish that on our website as well as our emails.
I like starting my day with that because I get to look at what bills have been passed and what's going on the Hill, and I think it's a good way to figure out what's going on in the world and what I need to know about as I approach my day.
We'll do communication tasks, which is a range of things.
Getting stuff ready for our Instagram, our Twitter, making sure that people know what we're doing, and working on women's education and policy education initiatives that we have going on our Instagrams, and then just any general tasks that I need to work on, like updating databases, ensuring that all of our contacts are up to date. We also do a lot of work on our intern project. We get to pick a topic that we want to research more about and learn more about at our time at WCPI, and so we are currently researching how bipartisan pieces of legislation like VAWA and Title IX have changed over the course of the years that they've been enacted, and the work that the Women's Caucus does for those pieces of legislation in a way that we probably wouldn't get to in classes or in other internships.
As a Black woman, I really look up to women leaders and women of color. So seeing women break these barriers and kind of put themselves out there, it's very inspiring. It makes me want to do the same. It's great working also for this organization and seeing all of these women in these amazing spaces and also doing these amazing things for women, women's rights and women's health.
I'm a firm believer that when it comes to passing legislation that's going to support women, there need to be women in the room. It's not something that can be done without women. So I think women's leadership on the Hill and just in politics in general is so important to ensure that women's voices are being heard and that women who maybe aren't in leadership positions still feel like they are being supported and that they have someone listening to them. It's really inspiring to see a woman up there being able to do anything that a man could do just as well, if not better.
This is actually my first ever paid internship, and I think it was super important for me to pick this internship specifically because of that. So previously I had taken a lot of different internships that offered great opportunities but did not pay me, and as a college student, I'm actually a senior now, I just could not afford to work another unpaid internship. So this being paid helped a lot in terms of one, being able to just focus on this job. Previously in the past, I would work my internships and a second job to maintain rent and all of that. So having this being paid, it really just allows me the space to focus on this internship and really be immersed in the moment.
Despite being a senior, I'm still figuring out what I want to do, but I am really interested in government, politics, and law, and this internship has given me a chance to learn more about all of those things. So I've learned a lot about how the policy process works and the legislative process, and I've also learned a lot about how nonprofits work.
I actually helped to work on Capitol Hill as a staffer. I think this internship works perfectly for that because I'm learning more about the congressional process. So I think this internship is doing great preparing me for that role, and that's specifically actually another reason why I picked this internship. Utilize the resources that are around you, and sometimes those resources are the people that you know every single day.
I really love the team here at WCPI. I think everyone here is super supportive and super easy to talk to.
I think prior to this, I was a little hesitant in terms of interacting and asking questions. Being here, it helped me kind of realize we are a team, and it's better for me to ask those questions and be comfortable enough to go out there and get the help that I need so that we're working well together.
My biggest takeaway from this internship is how much it really takes to go into women's advocacy and advocacy in general. I've learned so many valuable skills, and I've learned how all of my skills interact, which I think has been really important. I've learned how my communication skills can intersect with my writing skills and my research skills and my design skills, and I've gotten to use all of them, and I feel like I'm a more well-rounded person and candidate for the future. So my advice to any intern in the future would be to try a little bit of everything if possible. Dip your toes into every pot so you get to find out what you really like and get to figure out what skills you might be able to develop or that you already have that you can use in the future.
If you're thinking about applying for this internship, I would highly recommend it. It's a great space to work, and I think it's a really, really good way to kind of gauge what kind of working environment you want to be in. Previously, before working this internship, I never really thought about like who I was working with or the environment that I wanted to be around. And I think working with WCPI and having all these like supportive and amazing women around me, I realized like I want that kind of environment again.
I don't think I would have gotten this experience anywhere else, so I'm really glad that I got to spend this semester with WCPI.